Welcome back, Tarot fam. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner and psychic for over 35 years. And hopefully I'm still walking around when you see this third video on my Jeffrey Epstein series. We're going to be talking about Sarah Ferguson. As a mother, I think she made a terrible mistake in that one email. I make jokes about my kids all the time, but not like this. We're going to get into it in just a second. Welcome, guys. So we are talking about Sarah Ferguson and her connection to the Jeffrey Epstein last drop of information. I mean, she is just all over this Epstein thing. She was friends with him. She was supposed to not talk to him. She didn't do this. She didn't do that. She did another thing. She's still talking to him. It is bananas. I'm going to bring up the card view. Make sure you hit the like button. That does tell YouTube that you like my stuff. Lately, I've been in a little bit of a slump on YouTube. So hopefully this salacious material is going to bring me back to my regular metrics. Sarah Ferguson. So in these emails that recently dropped, not only did it show that she's maintaining some level of relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, but she talks about her daughters. We found out that she brought her daughters to him right after he got out of jail for possibly being involved with girls that were a little too young. I'm trying to keep my language cool here. So let's start at that. What in the world was Sarah Ferguson thinking when she brought her children to Epstein's vacation hub? What was she thinking? We're going all the way back in time. Chariot in reverse. She wanted to have fun. She wanted to escape. She wanted to make time stop. Now, in one of the emails, she was not thinking as a mother, guys, not thinking as a mother. In one of the emails, she does reference, marry me. She says, marry me to him. And the ego on her. But up here, we've got this Page of Cups. A lot of people are now saying that that was kind of a joke. I don't think it was. We'll unpack that in a minute. I want to look at this. We've got Seven of Swords in reverse. This is the energy she's taking with her. This is what she's packing in her overhead bag. And this was the outcome. Let's look at that a little bit, kids. Let's look at that. We're going to put those together. This is, again, in regard to her daughters. Why did she bring them? Why would she bring them there? Because what's the big deal? It's going to be, oh my goodness, it's going to be a good time. We're going to have a fabulous time there, no matter what. No matter what's going on in that weird stripy temple, no matter what's going on down on the beach, no matter what's going on in one of the guest rooms, we're going to have a fabulous time. In my opinion, there were separate areas at Epstein Island where he could have his PG-13 guests and where he could have the other guests. So I think that they were in the PG-13 section. And I do think that he had staff that specifically was meant to take care of the children so that the mom could go wherever she wanted and do whatever she wanted. So we got that Page of Cups. So I'm going to say this right now. I think that the girls were fairly safe. I think that they were kept away from that activity. Me personally, I wouldn't have my kid on that island, or either kid. I wouldn't have either of my kids. Not partial to one or the other. Was she there to with Epstein himself. Reckless. Guys, she had it. She had a thing for him. She had a thing for him. He was rich. He was powerful. He had a lot of connections. He had more, and I'm not saying this. She thought he had more sex appeal than dusty old Andy. He was much more dynamic, much more interesting. Kind of did look a little bit similar as they got older too, in my opinion. So I think this really was her courting an individual who not only had the money, but had the oomph as well that she liked. So not surprising, not surprising. How she said in the email that her daughter was on a shagging weekend. I think she was about 20 when that happened. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Eugenie she was talking about. So how do the girls feel about her talking about them in such a fashion? Here is Beatrice. Here is Eugenie. How does Beatrice feel about it? Make another statement, Mom. Eugenie's walking away. Walking away. Speak to Mom again? Yeah, she will. But Beatrice has some reservations about it. Eugenie, we got to stick together. We got to keep the family together, get the band back together. This is where we're going to find safety. But Beatrice is thinking more about things that happened and things that were said. She's thinking more about that. Has Fergie done anything to correct this situation with her girls? Has she done anything to correct the situation? We're looking at like single kind of will and conversation here. I'm your mother. I am your mother. Not worried about it. Why not? It's not what I meant. It was said as a joke. We're going to stick together as a family. We're going to stick together. We're going to keep the band together. We're not going to break it up. We're not going to break it up. Is it viable? No, there's evidence. There's going to be evidence. There's more, but wait, there's more. It's going to be more, like the ShamWow guy. But wait, actually, that was Billy Mays. But wait, there's more. There's going to be more, guys. We're going to, in the next drop, we're going to find more information that comes out about Sarah. So we got to keep our ear to the ground for this. I the reveal is ridiculous. This season of the Epstein files is not enjoyable for all of us. What does Sarah need to do? She is allegedly hiding out on Richard Branson's island. I love Richard Branson. Please don't be a part of this club, Richard Branson. I think he is one of the neatest people ever. Please don't be a part of that. I know he's in the files. I know he is. What should Sarah do? What should Sarah do right now? What should she do? So, one of the things that came out in these files as well was that there was a cease and desist or a defamation claim, that lawsuit paperwork that was drawn up and presented to her, because she had agreed that Epstein was I think I can say pederast on here. You think I could say pederast, Greg?
No, you just did.
I just did. So she had agreed at one point, and Jeffrey Epstein and one of his representatives had emailed her, this is in the files, and said, what are you doing? And she said, I have to protect my brand. I have to protect my brand. And they asked her to revise her statement. that she was misrepresented. I think we're going to see more and more of that she's going to attempt to say I was misrepresented, but the evidence is going to show otherwise. So I think she needs to come clean. I think she needs to absolutely take a great big mother may I step back from the royal family and her associations. I know she was evicted from Royal Lodge along with Andrew, who was moved out in the middle of the night. Don't worry, we're getting to him too. But I think that she needs to really understand that her connection to the royal family is done and dusted. It is gone. You know, peasanthood is nailed on. She is now just a regular plebeian like the rest of us, but she's tangled up in this crazy business. So I think her reputation is not going to survive this at all. I think no one is going to want to touch her with a 10-foot pole. What does that mean? Does she get to stay with her daughters? What will become of Fergie by the end of the year? What will become of Fergie with the energy that's in place right now? We're going to see her flailing around a bit, trying to find a new future. She's ready to be done with all of them. She's out of the royal family. She's going to try and secure her bag. That is what she's worried about. She's actually worried about where she is going to live, because I don't think that some of the quarters that she has lived in are a good idea right now. I don't think that they're a good idea. So Sarah's going to have to find another nest to feather. I am feeling warmer weather, which is crazy because she is a ginger. So she's going to be flushed and she's going to be burned up in the sun. But I'm thinking a warmer climate is going to be appropriate for her. Perhaps that is on Richard Branson's island right now that I'm getting. But I think she is going to have to offload the United Kingdom, or at least the main island. She's going to have to offload herself, because there is no staying there for right now. I think, you know, if we ever thought there were going to be people coming with torches, Frankenstein style, I think we're seeing it right now. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This is, again, these aren't exhaustive readings. I'm just scratching the surface for y'all. If you have more questions, drop them down below. I will answer them either in another video or in a Mixtape Monday or something like that. So we're having a good time with this. Up next, George Clooney. I'll see you in the next one.